Today we're going to build an amazing blog application using Python Flask and Supabase. Users will be able to share their own blog posts, edit them, and even delete any post they want. And the best part, I'll show you step by step how to make it happen. So let's dive right in. First things first, go ahead and create a Supabase project. Once you scroll down a bit, you'll see your API URL and API key. We'll need these keys to connect our Python project to Supabase. Next, we need a table to store our posts. Head over to the database section, then click on tables and create a new table. Let's call it posts. Now we'll set up 4 columns: ID for the primary key, title for the blog post title, content for the body of the post, and created at to store when the post was created. Click Save and your table is ready. You can also check your table in the SQL editor using a select query, but right now there's no data yet. Now let's set up our Python project. By the way, if you want the completed project, check the GitHub link in the description below. We'll need a .env file to store our Supabase project keys securely. There are 4 HTML files in the project that we'll use, but I won't go into the details of each one. These files will be called whenever Flask receives a request. You can find all the HTML code on the GitHub page as well. Finally, we need to install some Python modules. You can do this with pip install, but I've already installed them on my machine. All right, now we're ready to start coding our blog application and connect it to Supabase. At the very top, we're importing the required libraries: Flask for building the web app, Supabase client to connect with our database, .env to load our API keys from the .env file, and of course, OS to read environment variables. Then we load our environment variables using load.env. Here we grab our Supabase URL and API key directly from the .env file. With those in hand, we create a Supabase client instance, which will let us send queries to our database. Next, we initialize our Flask app with app equals Flask name. The very first route, / is our home page. In the index function, we select all posts from our posts table and order them by created at in descending order, so the newest post shows up first. Then we render index.html and pass in the post's data. The next route is /add. This handles both GET and POST requests. If the user simply visits the page, we render add.html, which contains a form. But if they submit the form, we grab the title and content fields and insert a new post into the Supabase posts table. After saving, we redirect back to the home page. Simple and clean. Then we have the /delete/ID route. When a user clicks delete, we grab the post's ID and remove it from the database using Supabase's delete method. After deleting, we redirect straight back to the home page. For editing, we've got the /edit/ed route. First, we fetch the specific post from the database by its ID. If the request is GET, we show the edit.html form with the post's existing title and content pre-filled. If the user submits changes, we update the post in the database with the new values and then redirect back to the home page. Perfect for making quick edits. Finally, at the bottom, we run our Flask app with app.run debug true, so we can test everything locally. All right, now let's actually run our Flask app. Open the browser and go to the site. Let's try adding a post. Oh wait, we hit an API error. The message says violates row level security. What's going on here? Supabase by default has row level security RLS enabled. This means that every query must match a policy, otherwise Supabase blocks it. Now, there are many ways to fix this properly, like writing custom policies or using authentication. But since this is just a demo project, we'll take the quick route and disable RLS. So let's head back to the Supabase dashboard, open our posts table, edit the table settings, and disable RLS. Click Save, and that's it. Now let's try again. Perfect, the error is gone. Now let's add a second post and it shows up as well. Let's test editing. Update the title and content and it saves correctly. Finally, let's try deleting a post. Boom, it's gone. Everything works exactly as expected, and that's it. We've just built a fully functional blog application with Python, Flask, and Supabase. Users can add posts, edit them, and delete them, all connected to a live database. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the GitHub link in the description to get the complete project. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.